we go. Right, hello everyone. Nice to have you on board. This is a follow-on. We've started on a route, haven't we? It was all about prospecting, and then what happened when you got somebody, what happened when you did your presentation, what happened when they said, I want to be a partner. And we're working our way through the stages. And the last time was all about the Fast Start plan. And Annette Lancaster, senior team leader, suggested that actually it'd be a good idea to follow on, and I totally agree. So I've got stuff ready, and on this occasion there will be items that I have, which I've got obviously your email addresses. I'm going to send you some stuff out, all right? You can then save it and you can use it as a crib to use yourself, tweak it and stuff, copy and, you know, top and tail it and everything else. So if everyone can remember, the last time we had with Annette, we had found out Annette's why, the most important thing on the Fast Start plan. That basically here she comes. She must be psychic. She must be hearing that I'm talking about her. I'm just recapping, Annette, that we found out last time that your biggest why was basically Annette and Jim, they want a deposit of about £100,000 to be able to get the home that they want. In addition, they want enough money, which we worked out was a good £5,000, so that they can go out to Australia, see their son, daughter-in-law, and this gorgeous grandchild, this baby boy. That, how old is he now, Annette? Unmute.
Yeah, it's 19 months.
19 months, and she wants to see him. I totally understand it completely. So we found out the why. I learned from Annette that you can save a PDF instead of the way that I do it, but I'm proof you don't have to be that technical, okay? That you can do this business without knowing many things. And so we got to the stage, which was now, and if I'm going to share my screen, bear with us. I've got to get the right screen. Is it that one? No, it's not that one. Hang on, forgive me a minute, folks. Just got to find the page that matters.
Recording in progress.
We've got it now. Here we are. This is it. We were helping Annette to build her contact list. And we went through these here. And I remember saying that I felt what I call the chicken list, the people that often we should call, the people that are entrepreneurs, got their own business, often very successful, are the people that we're afraid to call, but they're the ones that we should actually phone first of all. So we did that, and then I was explaining that we do something called profiling. And profiling is, once you've got the list of names, you then put little, well, I always simple, I put little sort of signs. So a pound sign is somebody that denotes they're a homeowner. All right, because those are the ones initially that are going to bring in the money, bring in the high customer bonuses. And then we will do things like maybe an asterisk or something to denote the ones that are possibly going to be partners. Okay, we never know. Yesterday I signed up a lady who's been a customer now for 4 years, and she's 78, and she's decided to become a partner because she has now recommended 11 times. I've signed up 10 flats in the block where she lives, and I've done a couple of members of her family. So finally, she's agreed, whether or not she'll do loads, that in the initial stages it will be me doing everything, and she'll be watching, okay? But she's just amazing at referring. And actually, if you think about it, I was explaining to her the money and I said, you know what, this is crazy. You're getting 50 quids, but these could be 250, 300. And they both agreed, her and her husband, that was a lot of money. Okay, so signed her up at about 3 o'clock. She'd done her online training by 9, verified, ordered her ID card. And she was telling me she wasn't, this is really interesting. She was telling me that she wasn't clever. And she was doing stuff in front of me on her iPad that I had to admit, even I didn't know how to do. She was that quick uploading, and I thought, blah. So please have some real confidence. Do you know what? Someone like myself, I'm very much being pulled from the dark ages in many instances, and I don't mind telling you that, all right? So back to where we are. So we've got Annette now with her names. And the next thing was all about arranging appointments. And this is why we've decided to make this another session, because this bit doesn't want to be, this is the bit you spend the time on. Now, can you all see that what I picked up here? Yeah. You see scripts. What I'm going to do to make it easy, I'm going to do some, oops, not too large that we don't see it at all. There we go. I've made it nice and big. Now, these scripts, to be honest, are really good. And by the way, has anyone done, sorry, I'm going to go off tangent a minute. I'm going to, I want to see you all a minute. Bear with us. Has anyone done the recent getting started online training? I had a look at it last night. It's flipping easy. Do you know it's done and dusted in an hour? Do you remember the days in it when we used to take our sandwiches and our packed lunch and off we go to a venue, park up, and it was an all-day affair. An hour for lunch, 5 hours training. That was College of Excellence Part 1. Then there was another day that was College of Excellence Part 2. I tried it all out last night. That getting started online training in an hour. It's like, and I have to say, I think there was everything there that you needed. So if you haven't done it and you're not, and you don't know, get on and do it, because it will really give you confidence. And also it's very good to know what somebody new is getting. And now I know why that was done and dusted so quickly. Absolutely brilliant. And it talks very much about the making the calls, and there's these download scripts, they call them deep dives. You can go in, you can save it, you can print it off. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Brilliant. So back to where we were. So this script, do you know what? I think it's brilliant. I do. It's really what it should all be about. You should not, you've got to help them realise you don't want to start talking about gas, electric, phones, broadband. Anybody ever been out there and spoken to someone like I've done thousands of times at a, sorry, I nearly said win a mint event, a 20k giveaway, right? So you chat away. Now it's different at these events because we're there and we're explaining. But if you start going straight in about bills and services, you get people come up, they take a look and they go, oh no, you can't help me. I've just signed into a contract. Now it could have been just signed into an 18-month contract with Sky. What they don't know is Sky's most expensive get out fee is only £165. So the £200 covers that, but they don't know that, but they've already put a block. They don't realise that there is so much in place to help somebody that we've got everybody saves, where the company basically honours a rate that they're already paying till it runs out on the fixed. That is amazing. It's absolutely stunning. So they don't know this stuff. So this is what people do. They dismiss something before they know what they're dismissing. And I use this phrase all the time. I nicked it off Craig Casey, another SGL, and I heard him say it, but I now say, do you know, a lot of smart people, I've realised, don't dismiss something before they know what they're dismissing. What a great, powerful phrase. to help them to think twice before they put the block up. But if you don't mention that it's services, they don't know. So when you ring up and say, I'm in my training phase, and in order to complete my training, I've got to book 6 supported appointments with, you could say, my coach, my supporting partner, whatever you want to call that person, right? I'm looking to do these over the phone or over the internet in a presentation or maybe face to face. And would you do me a massive favor and let me show it to you? Now, what they're showing here is what we call the alternative close. But I'm going to say to you, I have never hardly ever met anyone that says yes straight away like that. Anybody else? Do they not ask you what it's about? Of course they do. So this is what I always say to people. You say, oh, well, it's an amazing discount club where if you spend money, as you do every single day, anywhere on anything, you'll get money back. That's true, isn't it? That's not a net. That's absolutely true. And then you could qualify it with, so I'd love to show you how I'm saving so much money. And they'll probably go, yeah. Then you can say, so when are you free? Any chance Monday or Tuesday? And if they're in a partnership, if there's 2 people in that house that makes decisions over the bills, please, 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 this is the important bit. Say, do you know what? It'd be really good if you were both there. I'd actually value your opinion, both of you. I'd value your opinion. People like to think they're worthy. All right. So that's a great phrase. And then bring it down to something convenient to you, 7 or 8 or whatever. But the alternative close is so, so important. Now it says handling questions on the phone. They've given various ideas, but I think this is great. But I think what you need to do with that person, that brand new person, is sit there with them and hone the script so they feel comfortable. Isn't it weird that you see a phrase and you think, I'd never say that? Anybody else think that? I'd never say that. Not my words.
Yeah, yeah.
Excuse me, I need a sip of tea. Hang on. We just realised that's in the recording, sorry. So these words, they don't come as part of us. But if you say them enough, they do become part of you. So there are loads of phrases I come out with that now I'd say, oh, they're mine. No, they're not. I nicked them off somebody else. But actually, they are the phrases that matter. So that's why sit with someone and initially that new partner, practice with them. Have a practice. You know, sort of maybe sit back to back or something like that and practice. Yeah. Because what you then want to do is they've got a list and it's get straight in there and start making appointments. Now, in reality, this is the hard bit. We've got 3 people. We've got 3 homes. We've got new partner, supporting partner, and the prospect. 3 diaries have got to marry up. Not always easy. However, I do believe in the new ones, you can have more weight to asking them to not let you down, to not blow the appointment out, because it's not just you. Actually, we're relying on this person that's training and coaching. And actually, there is no harm in doing a bit of virtue signaling on that. Okay, so what I do, which anyone in my team knows, I am I'm so old-fashioned, I know. I take a photograph of that week of my pages of my diary, and it goes out to the new partners, and they know that they can book me. And I say to them, what you need to do is you need to book them at least 3 hours apart. Now, some people would say, why that? Well, you'll get things like, how long is this going to take? you say to them, well, do you know what? The little presentation takes about 20 minutes. Is that true? Yeah, 20 minutes. However, you might well start asking lots of questions, as most people do. I don't mind staying, and neither does my supporting partner. So we could be with you longer. Now, what you've now done is you've given yourself the get out of jail free, that if you end up being there an hour and a half signing them up, you've covered it. Is that true? So there's no lying, there's no twisting. You're actually saying everything right. So what you do when you book these, you've got to allow the time, because you may well sign them up. Now, I know some people decide to do what I could call the 2-stage appointment. Personally, I don't agree with it. They'll just book loads and just do the presentation. But actually, if it's done right, what happens when you do that presentation, like at the beginning, I preface the presentation with, when, for example, new partner, Annette, has introduced me, I then briefly introduce myself. And then I say to them, now look, I'm going through this presentation. Please bear with us. We're being a bit compliant because obviously I'm coaching Annette here. Yeah. And so in that case, I'm going to be chipping in and out. If it's Zoom, I'm going to say I'm going to be explaining what I'm doing on Zoom. If we're face to face with them, a bit easier, but I'll say, look, I'm going to go through all of it. And then at the end of this, although this is practice, if you like what you see, we're not going to say, no, you can't have it because this is practice. Because I'm here, you're allowed to. So what you've done is you've given carte blanche that, do you know what? They know that when they get to the end, they can have it. Now, do you remember the page that is the last page, which is all about what's most important to you? Leave a legacy, income, yeah, the money. The next page says, so what's best for you? Now, what as a supporting partner I do is I say, right, so we're at the end of the presentation now, and hopefully Annette's written loads of notes, but it would be most remiss if I didn't say this bit. So look, what's best for you? Is it earning as a partner, saving as a customer, or like most people do both? Now, what happens, I find, when I do these supporting appointments, guess what? Most of them are so intrigued by now, of course they want a comparison. And so you've got to allow that extra time. And that's why you do the extra time on these calls. All right. It also means you're not disingenuous when you've said to them about 20 minutes. By adding the extra bit in, you're saying, but of course you could ask us loads of questions and we're happy to stay. All right, so it's keeping the authenticity, you're not disingenuous, it's all good stuff. So, bit of practice. Now, I'm going to stop the share a minute because I want to see you all. Some of us have done calls through Zoom. We've had practice call sessions, haven't we? Okay. I think we all kind of got on it, and I think it kind of takes the mystery out of making calls and everything. But I want to put this to you. A brand new person just signed up as a partner. I think it would be intense pressure to get them in front of you to start making calls. I actually think that's pretty nasty. I personally wouldn't do that. I know some people do. Okay, I'm not knocking it, but I work on the premises, turn it round and put myself in those shoes. How would I feel? Actually, I tell you what, even though I'm an outgoing person, I'd feel pretty much under pressure. So what I say to them is, right, I'm going to take a photograph, send you my diary. You've got it. There is no time like the present. Straight away, go for it while the iron's hot and make some calls to those people. Stick to the script. Please stick to the script. Don't talk about gas, electric, phone, broadband. I've told you what to say if they push you. Okay. Say, look, this is really about practice. It really, really is. And I so value your opinion, and get some appointments in the diary. If you don't get them to get on and do it, can I promise you, every hour, every day that goes by, it becomes a hill that grows. And people then don't want to. That is a reality. And I'm going to say that's all of us. So you've got to make some calls. Sharing this with you. 19 years down the line, I still have the odd moment when I think, oh God, even the washing's more important. And sometimes like, oh, I'll get the Hoover out. Because, is it true we feel uncomfortable? Yeah. What are we all afraid of? Please unmute yourself. This is the bit that matters. I am actually really solidly wanting to help you here. Do unmute yourself. What are we afraid of? Come on, Melanie, what are we afraid of? Unmute.
Yes, rejection.
Rejection. Somebody saying no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
Why are we afraid of hearing no?
Because I've been put on the scrap heap as I'm disabled, so I'm sick and tired of people telling me, no, you can't do that, you're not good enough.
Oh, and it would be another no.
Yeah.
Emma, what about you? How would you feel?
Embarrassed, because for me, you're contacting friends or family, and it's sort of the embarrassment, really.
Okay. Do you know what? All of this stuff that we're talking about, I actually feel it all. Even voicing what we're saying, it's true. But honestly, words words can hurt. Of course they can hurt. But actually, you've got to say to yourself, I don't think it's actually a personal thing. I think it's that they're embarrassed. They possibly wasn't expecting the call. They're wondering maybe what it's all about. But if you voice it with passion, intonation, a genuine, oh, come on, please help me. I really value your opinion. Yeah. You'll find that people will do it. They will let you have a practice session. I'm going to bring you back to my very early days. The moment I decided I wanted to make this work, in fact, none of you here had joined. All right, it was a long time. It was the moment I decided to make this work was actually August 2004. I'd been a partner for 2 years. Please don't copy me with one customer a month. Don't do that. All right, it don't work. You don't actually ever get proficient. You're like going to the gym once a month. The body ain't going to do anything. All right, you've got to do something consistently. When I decided to make this go, I started because I've been from a business to business background, and I've still got it. I've got this massive box. I don't know if people remember, but in the old days, there used to be boxes of cards with A, B, C, D. And I had all these people I knew in business, and I had their cards, and I had a good 1,000 of them at least. And I was told, ring friends and family. I didn't get on very well with the friends and family. Mum wouldn't even entertain the idea. In fact, we nearly had a major row one Sunday, and my late husband actually said, look, if Mum and Dad don't want to reduce their bills, that's their prerogative, but let's not fall out as a family. I don't know if anyone else has ever had, oh look, he's holding it up. I don't know if anyone else has ever had that kind of thing, but I had it. And I did have a couple of friends join, but I decided I would go for people that knew me in business, because they knew They knew my ethics, my integrity. We didn't have a script to follow then. There was nothing at all. But I remember sitting down and thinking, what am I trying to achieve? And I wrote this script, which funny enough is not far removed of what we teach people now. And I've done it for years. And basically, I remember ringing up a lady called Jill. In fact, she's a partner in the team. And I rang Jill up, and I remember saying, Jill, I don't know if you've heard through the grapevine, but I've jacked in my job at NewsQuest. That was the company I worked for. She went, have you? What are you doing? I said, well, I said, it's a little bit scary, but I'm having a go at my own business. She went, oh, good on you. Now, this is interesting for everyone. People that are already business owners and in business, they have a different viewpoint. They actually like it when people do something for themselves. They have a more open mind. So she said, oh, what are you up to? I said, well, actually, that's why I'm ringing you, Jill. I said, you're one of the most successful people I know, which I now understand is called the stroke. Stroke. And do you know what? Before I'm let loose out there on the public, I need a bit of practice. Can I come and run this by you? And she said, oh, what's it all about? Isn't that what anyone would say? And I said, oh, well, unfortunately, I can't really explain it over the phone, Jill, because actually it's something I've got to show you. And I'll just hash it up if I try and explain on the phone. Look, is there any chance of perhaps dropping round, put the kettle on? And she went, what now? I said, no. I said, I'm thinking maybe this afternoon, or are you free tomorrow at some point? And she went, yeah, I could do this afternoon. Yeah, she said, absolutely. Yeah, she said, come round, come and show me. Right, now, hear me out. I go and see her. This is really important for folk. I go and see her, and in those days, don't laugh, it was almost like a little brochure that we used. And we used to turn the pages. Annette will know, she did all this stuff too. And we all had our own little format, didn't we, Annette? Yeah. Anyway, I went through it, and I remember saying, so Jill, what do you reckon before I go out there and I offer this to folk? She turned around, she put her hands on her hips, and she said, hang on a minute, Lisa. She said, so this is about saving a load of money, and you're going to offer this to Tom, Dick and Harry, but I'm your mate and you're not going to offer it to me. I'm just your practice run. Absolutely true. And I went, oh, Jill, I didn't want to assume that you wanted it. I said, because then I would have been selling to you. She said, no, she said, sign me up, girl. That is absolutely true. And if anyone spoke to Jill, she'd tell you that. So the reason I've told you that, the moral behind it all, is sometimes we personally build up these negative ideas of how people are going to react. And actually, they're often unfounded. Last week, I spent 3 days up in Somerset. In fact, dear Glyn, you were there, weren't you? And then
Yes.
I had Michael Roberts as well. And because it was so terribly deadly, Mike Roberts, I said, look, Mike, I'm going to make some calls. And I got my old Winner Mini forms out. And I said, all right, let's have a look at this one. And I said to him, I want you to watch the way I make the calls. And I'm now not afraid of making calls. All right. I still get the odd moment, but I'm not afraid of making them. And there he was. And I was showing him. And I said, I have no idea what's going to come from this. I said, but look, I'm looking at this. This was the Gillingham and Shaftesbury show. I said, that was back in September. I think it was September, was it? Or was it August? Can't remember now, Annette, when we did it. Anyway.
Oh, gosh, I think it was actually in July.
Oh, it might have been. So I haven't taken it out the bag yet. So anyway, I rung up and she answered. And I said, oh, hi, is that Judy? And she said, yes. I said, oh, hello, Judy. I said, this is important when you're doing these ones. I said, Judy, you and I met at the Gillingham and Shaftesbury show You were with your lovely husband, both looking extremely tanned when you came over. I was the blonde lady you spoke to, and you entered a draw to win £20,000. Do you remember? And she laughed her head off. She said, oh my God, have I won? And I said, well, no, actually, Judy, I said, the bad news, first of all, let's get it out of the way. I said, you didn't win, which meant neither did I. And she went, oh, that's a shame. I said, Judy, what I did do was I wrote on the little form that you said that you were going on holiday and traveling, and it might be a better idea to give you a call late October or November time. She went, oh, yes, that's right. I said, well, we're here and I'm phoning you. And I said, I'd love to come and do an apples for apples comparison. Remember, it's different. They've already met us. She's already seen stuff on the stand. I said, I'd love to come and do it, show you. She said, well, I don't know that you're going to be able to help. She said, the reason being, we had our company taken over and we're now put with Shell. And I said, oh, no, that's fantastic news. She said, is it? I said, yeah. I said, this company ain't going anywhere. I said, whatever you've been given, I said, our company will beat it. She went, wow, that's confidence. I said, it will. I said, look, there's no skin off your nose. Why don't I come and see you? Look, I've got my diary open now. Now that I know for some of you is a bit like, whoa. And Michael sat there smiling like, oh my God, she's in there. She's already like making it. And so this Judy said, yeah, all right then. I said, I can't remember. I said, do you two work during the day? She went, no, we're retired. I said, oh, fabulous. Can I see you during the day? Yes. Now, it was earlier today, actually. In fact, it's what I've come back from. And wow, you never know what you're going to meet at a Winner Mint. 36,000 kilowatts of gas in it. This was a bit of a lush property.
I remember that one.
No, I've already signed them up a couple of months ago, that one. The posh,
Yeah.
No, this was another couple.
All right.
I couldn't do their mobiles with Sky. They're happy to leave Sky, keep the TV. I'm going to haggle the TV package for them, bring that down when I go and set it all up. But in all fairness, couldn't help them on the mobiles. They've got a deal that is 2 mobiles for 11 quid a month for both. And neither of them ever use much data. There was no way that the figures would be right to even add them in. So Gold Energy, and yes, we beat Shell. We beat Shell about £100 a year on the gas, and we beat Shell, and it was nearly another 100 on the electric. And they decided, here, get this out, they'd pay more for the fibre broadband because we had fibre to the premises. And he said, oh, my grandkids will love this when they come and they bring their, whatever it is, their PS, what's it's, you know, their game things. So they actually decided to pay more, and they're happy to lose the line because they don't ring from the landline. So there you are. Now that call, I made it. And what I'm saying is, how about getting your mind and thinking, this isn't going to be bad. How about reframing and going, every call is going to be good? Because actually, if you go in there with a confidence, what people buy is confidence. If you go in there with a nervous, oh, don't know whether I'm going to be able to help them, da, da, da. Do you know what? People don't buy your test. I heard, I think it might have been Big Al said that. And I always remember thinking, people don't buy your test is true. Is that true? Think about it. If you was going to be buying a house and you got talking to the agents and they didn't sound too happy about this house, would you buy it from them? Probably not. So what we're talking about is this stuff, sorting the mind out. So I've spent a lot of time on this because the calling aspect with a new partner cannot be under, you've got to do it. Give them, I would say, give them 20 minutes max, possibly 15. that they start and make some calls, and then you call them back and see how they've done. And you've got to do that in batches over the next few days. You've got to get them straight away into the realm of every day they're going to make some calls. Why am I insisting on that? Isn't that what we should do?
Mm.
Yeah? Shouldn't we make some calls every single day, even if it was only two a day? If you did 2 a day and you got one, or you got one every other day, would you be happy if you got these appointments? Does that help, folk, with the new part? I can't emphasize that stuff enough. I really can't. It is that bit that matters. And teaching them about consolidating the appointment, teaching them like I talk about all the time. In fact, your sister, Fran, Emma, I was saying to her, you know, when she had her day at the gym, I'm going, Fran, consolidate the appointments, consolidate. Don't accept, as soon as they say, I could do so-and-so, turn around, pause, stop, and look at them and go, I know you said then, but is there anything that can get in the way? Because you won't get so many cancellations.
Okay.
Right, guys, was that helpful?
Yeah,
Mm.
great.
Yeah, brilliant.
So we've overrun, as we do, sorry. Next week, would we like some sort of what I call basic admin-y skills, stuff like getting the pack codes, getting the phones unlocked, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
helping a customer do that last night. So a step-by-step guide would make it easier, because it's a lot of conflicting advice at the moment.
Well, the thing is, all these companies, Emma, they constantly change their format. Am I allowed to speak truthfully here? Can I speak openly? In front of customers, we don't slag another company off, obviously, but they are horrendous. I haven't got it on my computer, so I can't bring it up. I helped a lady do her O2. I don't know if anyone's aware, but O2, I swear that when they purchase the handset from O2, it's automatically set in that whatever phone calls they receive, it goes to voice service, their voicemail.
Mm.
I've never got to speak to someone O2, and I believe they do it on purpose, because then they've got to ring their voice service, which uses up their minutes and stuff. All right. Now, the other thing about O2 is, so I said to her, right, we did there and then in front of her, I said, right, 65075, type the word PAC. All of them are different. Some of them, Vodafone asks for a PIN number. I've never met a single customer yet that knows what this PIN number is. I swear they've made it up and no customers know. All right. Many of them are PAC plus their date of birth. But they all differ. They all differ. But we got the pack code. It was £298. But I remember saying to her, fiscally, it's prudent to continue with this, because Utility Warehouse will give you up to £200. With the whole business of everybody saves, oh my God, on the electric on this place, it was huge. So she went with it. Now, I'm going to share this with you. This is so bad. The first letter she got almost immediately, and what I'll have to do is put it on and show people. I'll do it for next week. It says something like enforcement letter, big red letters, as if it was a bailiff and that you'd committed fraud already or something. And this was like a JCC that's about to come to you. Absolutely bizarre. That is the standard O2 letter. And I said to her, isn't it fascinating? Because it wasn't even the final invoice. She's now got the final invoice. And I said to her, whatever happens, never, ever give any company any money without an invoice. They could make it up if you think about it. By law, a final invoice. because O2 used to, a few years ago, they used to go, oh, you'll have to give us the money over the phone before we can give you a pack code. What a load of rubbish. What lies. This is the stuff that goes on. And that poor lady has had her Sky broadband objected to 4 times. And I've had to get an Ofcom reference. In fact, this kind of stuff, I'm going to go through some of it with you. All right, stuff that makes the difference, that means we're powerful at the end of it. And we get customers that in the end, they absolutely love us, trust us, and we build that fantastic relationship. So is that all right for next week?
Right.
Cool. Right, what I will do is I will get the little emails together and I'm going to send to you. I'm trying to think, I think I've got everybody's email. The only one I may not have, Jen, on WhatsApp, send me your email. Otherwise, I know I've got everyone else's. And I will send you what I send when I do when I do it Zoom, right, with a new partner. So you've got it. Guys, thank you ever so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank
Lovely.
you.
I'm
Thanks.
going to record, this will be recorded. Let's go stop.